Hi, I'm Francis Campoy, and this is Just for Funk. Welcome to episode number 17 of Just for Funk. Today, partly in order to celebrate that Go 1.9 is almost out, maybe out by the time I release the video, I don't know. And also to celebrate that the tree is open again for contributions that will be part of Go 1.10, I will do an episode on how to contribute to the Go open source project. In order to do that, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to get a completely new machine, which is this one. As you can see, there's no stickers, but also that is totally false. This is a new machine, but I actually installed a virtual machine inside so we can see from scratch what does it look like to get started contributing to the Go project. So my goal today is to create a change to the standard library. Probably I will add a sample, an example to one of the new packages, the package math bits. In order to get it merged, what I will need to do is to create an account and everything, and then finally create the change and send it and get it reviewed. And for the review, I have a guest star that will be coming here in a little bit and will help me get it reviewed and finally merge. So hopefully by the time Go 1.10 comes out, there will be a piece of code, an example that will actually be coming directly from this Just for Funk episode. Does that sound fun? Let's get started. Okay, so to get started, what we need to do is we need to access golang.org. And inside of golang.org, we're going to be accessing the project. Let me make this a little bit bigger. And then at the end of that, the project page, you will see that there's contribution guidelines. And I do not care about you. The first step is to visit Google, so go.googlesource.com and sign into it. So when I sign in, that will ask me to give my account. So I'm going to create that, franciscampo.cat. It will ask me for a password. Cool. Okay, so now we're signed in. That's cool. We're going to need to generate new password, and we're going to get this command right here. We're going to copy that and paste it into our terminal. Paste. Okay, and that created a Git cookie. That Git cookie will be used by Git in order to sign in to Gerrit. And Gerrit is simply just the tool we're going to be using to store the code, source code, and to do all the code reviews. We'll see how it works in a little bit. For now, do not worry too much. We're just following the steps blindly, basically. Cool. Okay, so next, what do we do next? Run the provided script, yes, and register with Gerrit. So I think that we already did that. And I might have done that before. Okay, so we already signed in with the right account, so we're good. For the CLA, the contributor license agreement, depending on the company you work for, you might or might not need to sign your own personal agreement. Check it out. There's a list of the companies that have already signed in, and in those cases, I think you don't need to do it, but it's the best thing to do is to ask your company directly. I work for Google. I'm part of the Go team, so I do not need to sign this anymore, but you might, so check it out. Cool. So okay, now next step is we're going to have to install Go first. So because this says install Git code review, but actually even before that, we're going to do getting the Go source. So I'm going to get that source code. Git is not installed, so no brew. apt get install git sudo. So that will install Git on the machine. That's one of the dependencies that we have in order to clone stuff and to work with Go. Okay, once we have it, we can try to git clone again. Okay, so now this is downloading all of the Go repo directly into my machine. and setting everything up so then I can start working with it. That should be pretty fast because I'm at Google Office, so the Wi-Fi tends to be quite fast. But on your on whatever you're running this, it may be a little bit slower. Do not worry, it's a big repo, so it might take some time. I mean, even here, it's taking some time. Cool. Okay, so now that we have this, what I'm going to do is, since I want to use Go, I'm going to compile Go on this machine in order to have Go so I can contribute to Go. So anyway, first let's compile Go from source. To do that, we're going to go into the directory, into source, and then run all.bash. In order to do this, unfortunately, we need to have some version of Go, which is either Go 1.4 or more. So we need a Go 1.4 or more or later version of Go in order to compile Go 1.9 or tip, or Go 1.10 in this case, almost. So what I'm going to do is, you could install one if you want to, but I feel like the easiest one is for me to just copy Go 1 to Go 1.4. So I'm just gonna clone the whole thing, go to Go 1.4, and say git checkout, and there's release branch Go 1.4. And this branch is the one that actually gets maintained in order to make sure that this still compiles. So rather than using Go 1.4 as the tag, we'll use release Go 1.4, and this will compile. Go 1.4, I think it does not compile anymore, so be careful with that. Then we're going to do all.bash for Go 1.4, and this one, since the compiler back then was written in C, you do not need Go in order to compile the compiler. At some point, we translated automatically all the Go compiler from C to Go, meaning that now, in order to compile Go, you need the Go compiler. And the compiler is written in Go, so to compile the Go compiler, you need the Go compiler. So at the end of the day, everything that you care about is the fact that you need to first compile Go in order to compile Go. It's kind of an annoying thing, but at the same time, it means that if you want to contribute to the Go compiler, you can do so writing Go. So in my opinion, it's totally worth the effort. Okay, so this is compiling a bunch of different packages, all the standard library, making sure that everything works, and then it will be testing. Since it compiled, it means that all of this will pass, so I'm not gonna run the tests. Instead, I'm just gonna go to my Go directory here, and then say that, so if I try to compile this, to bash, it will actually figure out that it's already on home/Go 1.4, so it will just compile it from there, which is pretty nice. So now I'm compiling master using Go 1.4, which I compiled previously. Cool, so I finished compiling all the packages in the standard library, and now it's actually testing them. Testing is pretty fast, but at the same time, it will be also testing with the data race detector to make sure that everything actually works, which means that it will take a little bit longer. But in a minute, we should be done, and we should be able to continue and get started editing and modifying Go. So while this finishes testing, what we're gonna do is we're going to go back to our web page here, and I'm going to show you what we're going to be working on. So you can access beta.golang.org to see the latest version. There's also tip.golang.org, but that's less stable. Beta.golang.org is a little bit more stable, but still very up to date. And if you go here to packages, you will see that there's packages that you might have never seen before, such as the bits package inside of maths. That is new. That it was actually added with Go 1.9. And in this package, there's a bunch of functions, but not that many examples. If we go here in index, we can see that I think some of them have examples, leading zeros. Oh, actually, beta does not show the examples. Let's try tip. Okay, so tip dash show the examples. And we can see that, for instance, for leading zeros, there's no example, but for leading 016, there's an example. And we can see the result of that example and what is you're supposed to get and stuff like that. So what we're going to do is do that for ones count. Ones count does not have any examples. And I think that it'd be nice to have some examples for those that are trying to use the package to understand what it does. So that's what we're going to be doing today. In order to do that, we need to understand how to write examples. But it's actually surprisingly simple. And we will see how those examples from the package already are written and basically imitate that same style. Okay, so let's see if this finished. It's almost done. It's trying with GoMac proc is 2, so it will be trying. This is actually doing tests of the runtime with multiple Go routines, actually with multiple threads, and trying to figure out if there's any races or not. Yay! Hooray! Finally compiled. Okay, cool. So now we should be able to go bin, and we have a bunch of binaries, actually just 2. But if we do go version, it will say that we're working on version development, which is the latest one. It was built on August 4th, which is today, so everything looks good. Cool. Okay, so now I will also edit my bash rc in order to make sure that my path contains a link to home go bin. So if I do source of bash rc, no matter where I am, I can do go version, and that should work. Awesome. Okay, so now we have Go working, which is pretty good. I'm going to set also my Go path. It is not necessary in order to contribute, but it's pretty useful, so I'm going to do it anyway. And I'm going to set it to what I set it always, which is export path equals, so export Go path equals home, and then export path equals path go path bin. This will allow me to, whenever I do go get, the binary that is added will be accessible from anywhere too. Cool. Okay, so let's try something really quick to make sure that everything looks good. So if I do go get github.com Golang examples hello, go path is not set. Okay, so let's do source of that. Try again. I think that is not the good name. github.com/example hello. Okay, so that now created a source directory and a bin directory. Inside of bin, we should have a hello that I can run from anywhere. And if we do tree of source, oh, tree is not installed. Okay, so source, GitHub, Golang example, and there will be some code in there. So everything looks good. So let's continue with the guide. So what the guide was saying at this point was we're going to need to add some extra things to Git in order to use them, to use more efficiently. So we have this command here that we're going to need to run. Whoops. That will install something that will allow us to use Git in a much easier and more Go idiomatic way. So now if I do git code review, help. So this will give you information about what git code review can do. Now the interesting thing is that instead of doing git code review something, what you can also do is set an alias in order to make this work much easily. So to do that, that is why we have this thing. So instead of doing git code review sync, we'll be able to do git sync. To do that, you simply copy this into your git config. So if we go back to git config, for now it's completely empty, so we're just going to add this. and save. And now if I do git sync, it should try to do something, which fails because we're not inside of a Git repo, but it doesn't say it does not know what sync means, which is good. Cool. What else do we need to do? Git review, making a contribution, making a change. So making a contribution is first you should talk to someone saying, hey, I like to do this. Normally there's bugs. Try to find those bugs that have the tag help wanted. We want help with those, clearly. So it's a good way to start. In my case, since I'm actually just creating an example and I already know what I'm doing, I already talked to Chris, it should be quite easy. So I'm just gonna go with it. Okay, so we already got the Go source. We're going to be contributing to the Go tree, so we need to make sure that we're instead of main. So if we go to Go source, we should be sure to do git checkout master, that we're in the master branch, and git sync will try to get any updates that have happened since I downloaded it. Happens to be nothing. The next step is I'm gonna make my changes. So let's make my changes. Let's open VI. So I'm gonna go inside of math bits, which is the package that I want to modify. And there's a bunch of files here, but there's one that's called example test, which is where we're going to be storing all of the examples. So let's go there. And I'm going to simply add an example. So what we want to do is add an example on once count. So I'm going to say is func println, actually func printf, let's see, b, in order to print the number in binary of 11, and println bits dot once count of 11. Whoops. Cool. Okay, so if I do go test dash v, we should see all the tests that this is running. That didn't compile. What did I do? Oh, not fprintf, just printf. Okay, so go test dash v. It will tell me all the tests that is running, and it seems like mine does not even appear. And this is normal. This is because we do not have a test just yet. We have an example, but in order to have a test, we need to say, oh, this is the output that we expect. So 11 in binary is 10, 11, and 10, 11 has 3 ones. So this is what we expect to get. Let's try to see. Go test dash v, and it wants something else. What did we do wrong? We did something wrong here. Oh, there you go. Let's add one extra character somehow. Okay, so everything passes and the test is running. For completion, I'm going to do the same thing for all the ones count. So ones count 8, 16, 32, and 64. Just to make sure we have everything the same. So what I'm going to be doing is P have not used Vim in a while, so it's kind of weird, but I like it. Okay, so count 8, count 16, count 32, and count 64. Cool. Go test dash v. Okay, everything passes, everything looks good. Let's try to change it. So now that we have this, how do you create a new change? It's actually very simple. You do git change and you give it a name. I'm gonna call it bits. The name is just for a branch that is local and for you, so you can choose whatever name you consider easy to remember for yourself. Okay, and then I'm gonna say so git status. I modified that code, so I'm going to add it, and I'm going to do git change again. Oh, I need to add all of this, so I'm going to add that, copy, paste, Francesc at campoy.cat, and git config global user.name, Francesc campoy. Okay, so now if we try again, git change. Okay, now it tells me that I need to give some information about it. So I'm gonna say bits. Whoa, what is this? Oh, this is nano. I don't know how to use nano. How do you use nano? I don't know how to use nano. Okay, I have no idea how this works. This is funny. Okay, so bits, what is the message that I want to say? I want to say that add examples for ones count functions. Okay, so Control O for write, Control C, Control S to save, Control X to exit. No. How do you save in this thing? Control S, X off, mumble. I have no idea how this works. Oh my god. No, how do you even exit? Case. No, save. Exit. Yes. Did that work at all? Okay, it worked. I have no idea how to use nano. But yeah, just don't use nano. But the important thing is that this happened right here. You see that change ID? That is the change ID that will allow us to understand what you're doing. And, no, do not change anything. Okay, so now I can do git mail and say, I could either do just git mail and send it. And it's gonna ask me to say who I am. Oh, actually, this should have the cookies. Didn't this create git cookies? Yeah, this created it. That's kind of weird that is asking me to sign in. Let's try to go here and settings. What is my password? Okay, let's do that again just in case it failed before, which is weird. Okay, so git mail. Oh, I need to sign the CLA. So let's do that right now. CLA, completing the CLA. So we're gonna go here real quick. And on settings, should have agreements. So on settings, we should have somewhere that says agreements. What is going on? So settings, we have agreements, new contributor agreement, Google CLA, contributor agreement. I'm going to sign in, only yourself. Going to sign this in. Cool, I signed it in, and now we should be able to do git mail. Cool, so now it actually created this change right here. So we can try to open it. And when we open it, we will see that that change is now existing on Gerrit. So now I'm ready to get someone to review it. So in order to do that, let's get our friend Chris to join the studios. So as I said, we finally have our change already uploaded to Gerrit, and the next step is to get a code reviewer. So we're gonna get a code reviewer. Hello, Chris.
Hey.
So this is Chris Broadfoot, and he also works in the Go team. How are you doing?
Pretty good.
And he's going to be helping me get this code merged by saying +2, because my code is perfect, right?
Well, I haven't had a look at it yet.
Okay,
but,
so let's
take a look.
Let's do that.
Okay, so I'm looking at these are all the open changes for the Go project, and you can see Frances one at the top.
Nice.
So you only just mailed it.
Oh, there's an update from GoBot saying, congratulations on opening your first change. Thank you, GoBot.
Oh, cool.
So sweet. Nice. That's very nice of it.
I know for a fact this isn't the first change, but...
It's the first change with this account, yeah.
So the first thing I look at is the commit message, and this one looks good. So it starts with bits, which is the... Oh, actually, this is actually not good. So this is my first comment, is that we prefix the commit message with the name of the package that has changed. So in this case, it's actually math bits as opposed to just bits.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I imagine that since it's bytes. Yeah, that's wrong.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah. I think it is bits.
It is math bits. Yeah, it is in math bits. Yeah.
So yeah, add examples. So yeah, let's have a look at the examples. So ones count. And these look pretty good. Like this is a great change. Examples are pretty, pretty important for the standard library. Yeah. I like that they're kind of all the same. Although they shouldn't all be the same, I think, because this is...
Oh, they all call in the same function.
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
okay, so I need to change that.
So I guess this should be ones count 8.
Yeah, etc. Yeah, copy pasting for the win. Whoops.
But that's okay. And is this the right output? I guess the trybots will tell us if this is the right output. But,
yeah, I did go test -v, so it actually...
1011. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. And then, so I guess the other thing would be maybe a different number than 11 is good, because we're in the context of talking about bits. It might look like 1-1.
Yeah, so it might be like this 1-1 binary, not a number in decimal. So yeah.
Might get confused for 1-1 in binary.
Yeah, true.
Which is 3, right?
Yes. I'm very good at binary. Yeah. 2 + 1. Yeah.
And then I'm going to mail these comments, and then it'll be Frances' turn to make those changes.
Okay, so let's see. I should get an update sometime soon here directly on Gerrit. I think that Gerrit is amazing, so you don't need to refresh. It just tells you.
Yeah.
But I'm going to refresh nonetheless, because I'm not completely sure.
You should try the new UI as well.
Yeah, I actually did the new UI, but in the new UI, you cannot sign the CLA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
right.
so
something for us to fix.
Yeah. So there you go. Okay, so I got my update from Chris Broadfoot, and I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger. Okay, and I get those comments, so I can go here and see like, oh yeah, this should be math.bits. So let's change that first. Did you know by the default this uses nano for the commit message?
Oh, right.
And I have no idea how to do it. So okay, so I go git change.
It's I remember Control-O, Control-K or something, Control-X.
I discovered that if you do Control-X, it will just do you want to save?
It, no. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you do, I think I sincerely have no idea how to use this. Okay, it changed it. So yeah, there you go. Okay, cool. So
Yes.
we did that. So let's say that we did it. So I'm gonna say done.
Great.
This is very small. Make it.
And so I guess the other thing to think about in Gerrit is that you sort of reply to all the messages at once, and then you reply all at
Yeah,
once.
it's
So,
all in a batch.
So if
Kind
it
of
says
like
press-
GitHub code review.
Yeah,
No,
yeah, it is. Yeah.
Okay, so let's do first this one where it's one count and stuff like that. It should actually call the function that it should call it. So I'm just gonna change that. Once count. So that is good. That should be one count 8. That should be one count 16. And that should be one count 32.
Mhm.
And then we said that instead of 11, let's say
I guess
14.
we want it less than 16. Yeah, 14.
Yeah,
sounds good.
14.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's change all the 11s by 14s. So
Mhm.
uh,
I really like that it outputs the binary representation as well.
it makes it easier to understand, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know, maybe people wouldn't be familiar with what a ones count is.
Yeah, I sometimes forget. So that's I was like, I'm actually not completely sure. So okay, so these are 14, these are 14, and that is a 14. Oh my God, so many. And that is a 14. I would have done it with multi-cursors if I was using VS Code, but I have no idea how to do that in Vim. Not saying that you cannot do it, just saying I have no idea how to do it. Okay, save.
Great.
Okay, so now that you do git status, you will see that this has changed. The file has changed. So I need to do again git add that file, and then git change.
Yep.
And then
Sounds good.
okay, so it's telling me this is what you want to do, and yes. And then git mail again. And by just doing git mail, it will already send the new update directly to Gerrit. And this is pretty slow because my machine is very slow today, but that's fine. I'm also recording at the same time, which I think doesn't like it. Okay, cool. So it did not change the URL, so you should get those changes directly, right?
Yeah, so let's have a look here. So we can see Frances uploaded patch set 2. And so the nice thing here is I can...
Oh, but I did not reply to the comments. Because I did not. Okay, so let me. So we did change the ones.
Mm-hmm.
So we also changed the number. So with that, we have. Okay, so 2 comments to draft, 1 comment, 1 draft. That looks pretty good. I'm gonna reply, and say, please take another look.
Great.
Cool, and now you should get that update too. Not only the patch, but also my comments.
All right, so it hasn't come through yet. I'm just going to hit refresh. Usually it'll say there hasn't been updates.
Yeah, I don't know how often it refreshes, so.
And then if I click in here, so what I want to do here as a reviewer is change from the patch set base from 1 to 2, and then I can see the exact changes that were made since.
Nice.
Since I looked at it already.
So you can see
commit.
they added that math right there. Nice.
Yeah, perfect. So I can see that it was actually done and Frances wasn't lying.
Which is, it's good to check.
And I can see that all of these were updated as well. So it's great. So the final thing, I guess, is that we run the trybots again before I...
What is a trybot?
So the trybot is basically, it'll run all of the tests over the entire repository, including the changes that Frances just made.
Cool.
And it runs it across many, many different operating systems.
Okay, so it's more like I do Go test in my machine, but like on Windows and whatever, all platforms. Cool.
Exactly. So we'll do that. And then soon after, the Go bot will say trybots are running. And then we can watch out. So usually now you would stop and go and do something else.
Okay.
But we're gonna check out the trybot page.
So we can go have a coffee or something.
Right. Sometimes it takes. Okay, so they're beginning.
Okay.
And we can click through here to see how they're going, and so you can see all the steps that are happening. So you can see there's 18 builds that are going to happen in,
Nice.
in parallel. So yeah, maybe it's time to get a coffee.
And okay, so when you see this, okay, so now it's running make.bash. So it's like when I compile with all.bash, but for every single one of those machines.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
So it'll make and test. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, let's get a coffee.
Okay.
So cool. We got some coffee or whatever is in this drink.
Coffee.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. And we got an update from GoBot. Let's see. It's saying everything is working, I'm sure.
What does it say?
Oh, failed. Oh, failed in everything.
11 of 18. Wait,
that is very good.
Which one's passed? That's what I want to know.
Or maybe, oh yeah, something passed? That's
Okay.
kind of weird.
Well, let's look.
Or maybe it's still running. It's still in progress, but there's, okay.
Tells us early.
So let's see what failed. Let me make these a little bit bigger. So this is the same output as when I did the make.bash, all.bash. So it compiles all of these things, and then it runs all of the tests, and it fails because it wanted,
We changed the number.
because we changed the 11 to the 14, but we did not change the number on the binary representation. Cool. So what do we do now? Do I change it? Do you
I guess it
tell me
depends
to change it?
who saw that first.
I guess I saw it first. So
You saw it first?
Yeah,
Well, then you
sure.
can just go and change it.
Okay, so so let's go to examples again, and all of these should be. Wait, I'm gonna do fancy. Is that 14? Yeah. 12, 14. Yeah.
1110.
Cool. I think I changed it everywhere. Cool. Good diff. That looks pretty good. Like I changed what I wanted to change.
Great.
Cool. So I git add that file. Git change. Okay. Git mail. Cool. So now I'm gonna mail the new change, and you're gonna need to run the trybots again, I guess, or
Maybe. I think in this case, it's Oh, I didn't get the mail yet. Oh, it's still happening.
yeah, it's very slow
Yeah,
today.
I think in this case, because the trybots told us what it should have been, and all of the other tests in the Go tree passed. I don't think we need to run it again, but
I don't know.
I don't
You're
know, what
the
do you
one
think?
saying the flaws, you, not me. Who knows? Maybe I broke something else behind it. You
Well,
cannot tell.
let's see if we break it. All right, so we see patch set 3, and again, this time I'm going to diff against number 2,
Okay.
while also looking at the fail logs, so I can see that it's got to be this.
Yeah.
And let's have a look. So 1110 and 3.
And
That
one.
looks right. Oh,
Cool.
Want. Yes.
Yeah. One. Yeah.
Want was the yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe we should run the trybots again.
Yeah. Sure. Let's do that.
All right.
I mean, you're the
Let's run it again.
you're
just
the
to be
one
sure.
that if you merge something and you break the build, it's on you, not on
It's
me.
4:13 on a Friday. So
Can you ever do that? Like, can you merge something and break the build?
Yes,
or
you
it
can.
would not be merged.
You can, yeah. So that can happen.
Oh, that's
and
not good.
And the builds will fail. They'll show up on build.golang.org. So
That's good
we
to
can
know.
see any ones that are currently failing.
So if that fails and you merge it, it will not be merged to master.
Yeah, we'll still get merged to master. But,
Oh, okay.
But someone will have to fix it. Someone will have to send a follow-up change.
Okay,
So it's best if that doesn't happen.
do not do that, people. Do not break the build.
Yeah. But yeah, it might happen.
Okay, so you replied, and I guess that the trybots are again running.
Let's have a look. Let's look at the status page.
Okay.
So I think if some of the ones so if we look at the ones that failed, so I'm looking at Darwin, AMD 64. So I think if that one then passed,
Then we know
wouldn't-
that it's
yeah.
pretty good. Yeah. Okay.
So we can keep looking. We could go for another coffee.
Yeah. Time for coffee. That's a problem. As if you have a coffee per bug, I would not sleep.
All right, so we're back. We got some other non-coffee beverages, and, and the tribot page says there's one build remaining. So let's
Let's see.
still
One
going.
remains, but all of the others
Look at the
worked,
pass.
right?
which one is it? Oh, ARM. Okay, yeah. So
ARM,
it's
okay.
probably running on a slow device. But that's sufficiently enough that,
Okay.
that I'm okay to approve the CL.
Cool. So +2.
So I'm going to +2 this.
Woo!
And because this fake Frances doesn't have submit access, I'm also going to submit it.
Yeah, because I cannot do it myself. But if I refresh, let's see, I should be able to see that I got the +2. There you go. +1, +2. And now you're going to submit it.
Yeah, I'm going to press submit.
Cool.
And now it's there. So
Now it's there. Like, if I refresh, it will say, oh yeah, merged.
And then, so if we look into the Go repository, we'll see the latest commit is from Francesc.
Nice. Okay.
And that'll be the same over on GitHub as well.
Oh, so it's directly updated. That is really cool.
Yeah, there's a mirror over here, so we can see that this fake Francesc.
The fake Francesc. Such a fake person.
Nice.
Nice.
Congrats
Okay.
on your first commit.
Thank you. And
awesome.
also, if we go to the page we were seeing before, the tip.golang.org, and if I refresh this,
Might take a while.
might take a while. Let's see. Yeah, it's not there. But in not too long, this should be updated automatically. So at some point, this should actually show my examples.
Another coffee, maybe?
Yeah. I think this is good enough. Thank you.
Cool. No, thank you for making your first contribution. That's awesome.
Yeah, and hopefully now we all understand how to do it. So next time you can send your changes, and maybe Chris will review it, or maybe me, or maybe someone else. Who knows?
Awesome.
Thank you.
No, thanks.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Great. So with this is the end of the episode. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a little bit special. We had special star guest Chris Bradford that came to help me review my changes. But the whole idea is that I hope you're now inspired and motivated to create your first change to the Go project. There's a lot of things you can help with. And I'm sure that even though at the beginning it may be a little bit scary to get people to, review your code, you will see that everybody does mistakes. Like, I made some mistakes during my code. Chris just sent me the reviews. You will be learning a lot from those comments. So if I was you, I'd be so excited right now. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought about the episode on the comments, and see you all in 2 weeks.